today I want to offer you an exercise that you can do by yourself to improve your English skills. So it's a fairly simple exercise, and when you hear it, you might think, that sounds too easy. But I promise you, it isn't, unless you feel very confident whenever you have to write anything in English. So basically, choose a topic. The first thing that you have to do is choose a topic, something that you enjoy reading about. Otherwise, you're going to make it harder for yourself, and it's not going to be as enjoyable as it could be. Because I know that most people don't like writing, but writing is an important part of your overall studies, because you need it. Whenever you are talking, it becomes easier if you remember the structure of the sentences. Because if every time that you're going to open your mouth to say anything, you have to think about the structure of the sentence, it's going to take you a little bit longer to feel confident to speak. So you have to write. I truly believe it's an important step, and then you shouldn't skip it. I know you might not be a fan, but once in a while, I'm sure you could do it. So choose a topic and then look for an article, maybe a piece of news or something from a magazine. It doesn't have to be something extremely long, but find something and read it. Read it, pay attention, really pay attention when you are reading it. And after that, write a paragraph about what you understood. You know, the overall meaning of the text or the article or whatever you chose to read. So I believe that when you are writing it, you might feel doubts. Should I use this or should I use that? What kind of preposition should I use here? Is it in or at? What's the right one? So, first of all, write it. Think about it for a little bit, and even if you're still in doubt, write it. So write a paragraph. If you wrote about, I don't know, maybe it was a recipe, a cooking recipe, and you read it and now you're explaining it. Or maybe it was something about the environment or something about fashion, or maybe something about football. I don't know. You read it and now basically you are explaining what you understood. What was this text talking about? What was this article about? And even though you felt some doubts, write it. You just wrote it. Yeah? So after, you're the one that is going to correct it. So how are you going to do it? Well, go back to the material that you read, and I'm sure that whenever you are trying to describe something specific, or maybe you are trying to imply that something was happening at a specific place, you're going to find that information right there, because that's where you read it, right? So there you are going to find the correct preposition, or maybe you are not sure if you should have used the past or the present perfect. So whenever you read it again, you're going to be able to identify whatever you wrote, maybe not completely wrong, but also not correct. So you correct it yourself. You go back to the text, you read it. Okay, I can see that I made a mistake here, there, and there. And then write it all over again. Now correcting it, making sure that maybe not everything, but most things are correct. So now, remember I told you in the beginning that you might be thinking, oh, this sounds so simple, so easy. But I challenge you, try to do this and discover how easy or how hard it can be to write, because a lot of people struggle with this. And when you're writing, of course, you have more time to think about how you want to structure the sentence. So it's cool because you have more time to do it. When you're talking, you can't really stop for 30 seconds and think, okay, what should I use now? What's the correct word here? And after you have written it, it's going to become easier. So whenever you have to talk about the same subject, for example, of course, you're not going to remember if you only do it once in your life. But if you do it a few times, over time, it is going to become so much easier to talk about it. To talk about a specific subject, yeah, of course, but also the way that you structure your sentences. So it's going to help you to speak in a smoother way, in a more relaxing way, and maybe you don't have to stop so many times. Remember, it's normal to once in a while pause and think about what you want to say. You don't have to speak super fast like this. I actually think it's not so nice to speak super fast. But again, sometimes if we don't feel confident, we tend to pause for a long time. And at the beginning, it's completely normal. Come on, you can't really start studying a new language and then 2 months later just talk like you've always spoken this language. It doesn't work like that. But you can do bits and pieces here and there that can help you improve over time, of course, and in a consistent way. But of course, remember, you have to be consistent with it. So if you do it once in your life, it's not really going to help. However, if you try to do it at least twice a week, I'd say twice a week, you might be surprised about how much it can help you. So if you're thinking that this is too easy, I challenge you. Try to do it today.